term used in psychology, specifically associated with the famed Swiss psychoanalyst and psychiatrist Carl Jung. Through dialogue between a patient and a psychoanalyst. However, they did eventually split over disagreements, which is sad because for the longest time, Freud considered Jung to be his heir, his replacement, his successor, but to prove that they are right and true to themselves and others. So after hearing that, you may never bother arguing with people on social media ever again. Because why waste time debating someone that is incapable of comprehending things beyond the tiny worldview they've accepted as reality? At that point, you're only feeding the machine. Though everybody is different, everybody's shadow is different, and there's always exceptions to every rule, this is not meant to be an overall end-all be-all type of thing. Just speaking in generalities and not picking on any paradigm out there. However, in saying that, if what I said just offended you, you might have some shadow work to do. The shadow is our dark side. Most shadow attributes are primordial and raw, and primitive emotions that are connected to our survival throughout humanity's evolution over millennia. The shadow is all the repressed aspects of our personalities. Many aspects make up a human being. We are not the ego and the conscious mind, but many parts of consciousness invisible to waking awareness. Everyone wears a social mask, has an ego, a persona, a conscious and a subconscious. There is so much more to a person than their daily thoughts, and many aspects of who we truly are lost and repressed in the shadow. However, just because the shadow is the dark aspect of ourselves, it doesn't mean that it's entirely negative, because the shadow contains positive traits as well. Incredibly powerful positive traits. There are many talents and abilities incredibly beneficial to our daily lives that are locked away in the shadow. For example, an unconfident person with low self-esteem has a shadow analogous to Napoleon and is secretly a confident genius incapable of being stopped. Somebody with social anxiety has a shadow that's incredibly charismatic and profound and powerful and outgoing. If integrated back into the conscious awareness, many of these shadow aspects lead to dissolving a person's problems and limitations, because many of the issues and problems we have in our daily lives are caused from the shadow. Everything we deny in ourselves throughout our lives becomes an aspect of the shadow. To gain social acceptance, we learn to deny parts of ourselves very early in life, such as traits shown in childhood that receive ridicule when seen by adults, or the teasing of children on the playground about attributes found in opposition to what the other kids accept as normal. Early in our lives, we learn to suppress these unwanted things that bring us scrutinization. However, all the parts we deny ourselves never leave us and actively become a part of our subconscious, our unconscious, and are integrated into the shadow. These shadow attributes can be socially taboo to utterly horrifying. We portray to the world what we think it wants to see and how we can be accepted for survival. We portray being kind, generous, fun-loving, cool, but doing so creates a monster within ourselves. Humanity's misguided narrative of good and evil leads to complete psychological imbalances within people, leading to a powerful shadow. It is essential to be offended. It is vital to be confronted with things that go against one's point of view. It is crucial to be opposed. To push such things away, it's possible to take back power over one's unconscious and gain profound empowerment, and that's through shadow work, through individuation. Shadow work is the process of becoming aware of the shadow's existence and reabsorbing it back into consciousness to become a whole person.